it's Ms. Hancock, and today we're going to talk about constant rate of change, standard 7.RP.2. Let's look at some vocabulary for this standard. A proportional relationship is the relationship between two or more ratios that are equivalent. Now, remember guys, we set up ratios a lot of times as fractions. So what we're looking for are basically two fractions that are equal. An example would be 6/8 is equal to 3/4. So that's two fractions or two ratios that are equal. Constant rate of change is the rate of change in a linear relationship. What did it change by every single time? Constant rate of proportionality is symbolized by the letter K, and it's the unit rate of a proportional relationship. And we find that by doing y divided by x. So we're going to look at some problems on this. Let's go ahead and look at the very first one that we have. So what we have is we have a number of tickets that were sold. So 2 tickets were sold, cost $54. 3 tickets cost $81, and they keep going. So how do we figure out if it's proportional or not? Remember, proportional means that two or more ratios are equivalent. Well, we have to decide, and we also remember it said that we're going to do y divided by x. Well, so number of tickets would be x and total cost would be y. And if this looks familiar, it's like a function table. And also it's how we would graph this if we were going to be graphing this on a coordinate plane. These would be our ordered pairs. So let's go ahead and set this up. Remember, we're going to do y over x. So that would be 54 over 2, 81 over 3, 108 over 4, and 135 over 5. Now, when it's a fraction, that tells us to divide. We could find a common denominator and see if they're all equivalent, but we could just divide it as well. So 54 divided by 2 is 27. 81 divided by 3 is 27. I wrote a 1 for some reason. 108 divided by 4 is 27, and 135 divided by 5 is 27. So I would say that these are equivalent ratios because they all come out with the same number. This number right here is your constant rate of proportionality. So is this proportional? Yes, it's proportional. And the reason we know that is because all of the ratios are equivalent. What is the constant of proportionality? The K, that is 27, and that is also the unit rate. Okay, and what does that mean? That means that it's going to cost $27 per ticket. So, and what is an equation? Well, the equation would be, we always set it up as y equals to kx. So I'm going to do y equals to, k is 27 times x. And that is our unit rate that tells us it's $27 per ticket. So you can multiply 27 times any number in the x row. If I put 82 out here, or 30, or 22, how many ever tickets that you buy, if you multiply it by 27, that would give you the total cost. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at the next problem. On this problem, it says that we have, we're reading pages of books, and how long does it take us to read those? So I can read 50 pages in 2 hours, 75 pages in 3 hours, 90 pages in 4 hours, 110 pages in 5 hours, and 120 pages in 6 hours. So let's go ahead and label our table here. This is X and this is Y. And remember that for us to decide if it's proportional, we have to set up ratios, and we're going to set it up as y over x. So I'm going to come to the side and I'm going to say 50, that's my y, over 2, 75 over 3, 90 over 4, 110 over 5, and 120 over 6. And then because it's a fraction, it tells me to divide. So I'm going to divide these. 50 divided by 2 is 25. 75 divided by 3 is 25. Now, let me caution you. Don't get in the habit of, oh, these first two are the same, so all of them are the same. Always check them because you could have just one that's different. 90 divided by 4, that's going to be 22.5. So right there, we know it's not proportional. I'm going to go ahead and finish this out. 110 divided by 5 is 22. 120 divided by 6 is 20. So we know that these two are equal, but then we know that this is not equal, not equal, not equal. So if it's not equal, is it proportional? No, it is not proportional. Is there a constant rate of proportionality? Nope. There is none because these numbers right here would have to be the same for it to have a K. So we also have no equation on this because you have to have a unit rate. That is the lesson for today. I hope this helped you out a little bit with constant rate of change and understanding the constant proportionality and understand what proportional is. I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys have a great day.